this episode of the Who Am I series, we're going to be discussing 5 Jane and John Doe cases in the state of Pennsylvania. The first case we're going to be discussing is that of the Wilkinsburg Jane Doe. The Wilkinsburg Jane Doe was found on June 28, 1999 in Wilkinsburg, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. The remains were not recognizable due to decomposition. Some reports state that the remains were mummified. The time of death is estimated to be sometime in 1998 or 1999. At the time of discovery, she had been dead for at least several months. The exact cause of death is undetermined, but is believed to be the result of homicidal violence. She was hidden under plywood and other construction debris, and duct tape was wrapped around her neck. The Wilkinsburg Jane Doe was a black female who's estimated to have been between 18 to 35 years old, to have stood between 5'3" and 5'8" tall, and to have weighed about 120 pounds. Authorities stated that she had a slender build. Investigators were unable to determine her eye color, but stated that she had black hair, which was styled in braids. The braided hairstyle in the sketch accurately reflects Jane Doe's hairstyle. Dental records, fingerprints, and DNA are available. Her fingerprints have, thus far, failed to match anyone local to the area. Unfortunately, toxicology tests were impossible to conduct on the remains, presumably due to their condition. Jane Doe was found wearing black FUBU jeans, a brown, white, and beige shirt, and one black shoe on her left foot in woman's size 7.5. She was also found wearing a gold chain and one gold earring. The victim was located in the basement of 604 North Avenue in Wilkinsburg. The new owner of the house had started renovations and wanted things removed from the basement. The basement door was found to have been nailed shut from the inside. When the nails were removed by workmen and the door was opened, the body was found at the base of the storm door stairs. The house had been empty and abandoned for about a year prior to this incident. It's unclear how the killer entered and exited the house. The killer is most likely a local and is familiar with the area. If you have any information about this case, please contact local authorities. The next case we're going to be discussing is that of Philadelphia John Doe. Philadelphia John Doe was found on December 15, 2006 in the southwest part of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The remains were severely burned and charred. The time since death is estimated to be only 1 to 3 days prior to discovery. The cause of death has not been stated, but foul play is suspected. The Philadelphia John Doe was a white or Asian male who may have been of Cambodian or Vietnamese descent. He's estimated to have been between 25 to 35 years old, to have been between 5'8" and 5'10" tall, and to have weighed about 164 pounds. Investigators were unable to determine his eye color, but stated that he had black hair, which was fine, straight, and at least 2 inches long. Some sources state that his hair was red or auburn in color. There were also the charred remnants of a short, sparse, black goatee. He had a small scar on the right side of his forehead. Notably, he had a stainless steel surgical plate in his right forearm that was approximately 2.5 inches in length. The inscription on the side of the plate is pictured. There was evidence of previous dental restorations and a root canal. Dental records and fingerprints are available. His DNA profile is pending. John Doe was found wearing several pieces of charred clothing, including a pair of thin, black dress socks with a basket weave or checkered pattern, black cotton underwear that were possibly boxer briefs, a black leather Kenneth Cole belt, 2 Levi Strauss buttons, which were possibly from button-fly jeans, and a pair of black leather ECCO brand shoes, size unknown. The remains were discovered in a vacant area at 8600 Gibson Place, just off of Lindbergh Boulevard near the Philadelphia International Airport. If you have any information about this case, please contact local authorities. The next case we're going to be discussing is that of the Indiana County Jane Doe. The Indiana County Jane Doe was found on December 29, 2008 in Rochester Mills, Indiana County, Pennsylvania. The remains were skeletonized. The time of death is estimated to be sometime between 1993 and 2003. The cause of death was homicide by gunshot. She had been shot in the back of the head, then dismembered. The bones of her arms and legs showed clear evidence of saw marks. Most of her skeleton has been located, except for her hands and feet. The Indiana County Jane Doe was a Black or Hispanic female who's estimated to have been between 30 to 40 years old and to have stood between 4'9" and 5'9" tall. She's believed to have been closer to 5'1". Investigators were unable to determine her weight, eye, or hair color. She had a partial dental plate on her upper jaw. Dental records and DNA are available. The only clothing Jane Doe was found wearing was a pair of elastic banded shorts, which looked similar to running shorts. The color was difficult to determine, but they appeared gray. The size has not yet been identified. Jane Doe's skeletal remains were found at a partially wooded residential construction site at Leisure Run Road in North Mahoning Township, which is in the northern part of Indiana County. This is just south of Punxsutawney, which is the location of Groundhog Day festivities. If you have any information about this case, please contact local authorities. The next case we're going to be covering is that of Dallas. Dallas was found on February 3, 1989 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The time since death was no more than 3 days prior to discovery, so his face was recognizable. The manner of death was homicide, but the cause is unknown. Dallas was a Black male who's estimated to have been between 17 to 21 years old, to have stood between 5'9" and 5'11" tall, and to have weighed 139 pounds. He had brown eyes and black, medium-length hair that was styled in jerry curls. He had a tattoo on his upper right arm that appeared to be homemade. The tattoo is of a heart with an arrow drawn through it and the initials HB or BH separated on each side of the heart by the arrow. He was uncircumcised. His left upper lateral incisor was missing and was replaced with a partial denture plate with acrylic teeth and no clasps. The replacement tooth was gold. This feature would have been noticeable to others. Also, his wisdom teeth had not yet erupted. Dental records and fingerprints are available. John Doe was found wearing an AJ, which may have stood for Armani Jeans, brand suit consisting of a blue denim jacket that had leather trim around the pockets and button-up sides, with a matching shirt and acid-washed jeans, blue travel fox sneakers, and white socks with horizontal blue stripes. The victim was found along the Cobbs Creek Parkway, just south of Springfield Avenue. The investigation has revealed that he was possibly from New York City and went by the nickname Dallas. If you have any information about this case, please contact local authorities. The final case we're going to be discussing is that of the Chester County Jane Doe. The Chester County Jane Doe was found on July 11, 1995 in East Caln Township, Chester County, Pennsylvania. The remains were unrecognizable due to decomposition. The time since death is estimated to be between 3 to 7 days prior to discovery. The manner of death was homicide, but the cause is unclear. Jane Doe's legs had been removed from her pelvis. Her torso was wrapped in a sheet and then packaged in a garbage bag. Some reports state that her remains were in a zippered garment bag. The bag was then wrapped in a quilt and placed in a suitcase, which in turn was bound with wire, taped, and placed in another garbage bag. The Chester County Jane Doe was a white or Hispanic female with a light complexion who is estimated to have been between 17 to 40 years old, to have stood between 4'11" and 5'4" tall, and to have weighed between 120 and 140 pounds. She had brown eyes and brown hair. Her hair was relatively short at approximately 6 to 6.5 inches in length. She also had pierced ears. Police presume that she did not come from the Philadelphia area. It's possible that she's not from the United States at all. In fact, it's theorized that she might be Greek, Italian, Turkish, or Yugoslavian. Dental records, fingerprints, and DNA are available. Jane Doe was found wearing a light blue denim blouse with a collar, long sleeves, copper-colored buttons that were buttoned up, and a white 3-inch band across the chest and back. The band had vertical blue stripes within. She was also found wearing a blood-stained bra and a denim skirt. There was a white headband, blood-stained bed sheets, both fitted and regular, and a bed cover found near the body. The bed cover is a quilted material with a white background and modern green, black, and light blue design. The large suitcase is maroon leather grain vinyl with 3 buckles and a zipper. It has small wheels on the bottom. The suitcase and quilt were both sold at Kmart stores. The victim's torso was found in a suitcase along the Brandywine Creek on Valley Creek Road, south of Boot Road, near the towns of Downingtown and Westchester. In early 1996, partially skeletonized legs were found wrapped in trash bags in the Coors Creek State Park in Middleton Township, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, near Bensalem. This site is about an hour away from the site where the initial discovery was made. A bag containing various items of ladies' formal, ladies' casual, and girls' casual clothing was found at the second site as well. Due to decomposition, medical examiners were unable to positively match the legs and torso using DNA. However, when doctors placed the right femur head into the acetabulum of the torso, the leg fit perfectly into the hip. Investigators are fairly certain that she was killed elsewhere and her remains were dumped where they were found. She had a small bruise on her eye and 2 small bruises on her back, indicating a possible fight but not a serious struggle. There was no evidence of strangulation or rape. She had a blood alcohol level that indicated minimal alcohol intake, roughly 1 to 2 drinks. There was no evidence of drugs in her system. Around that time period, there were 4 unidentified females in a 10-year span, all in and around Bensalem. Bensalem's population is only about 58,000 people. Violent crime, especially murders and dismemberments, are uncommon. All of the victims were white females who were found dismembered. Also, all of these women had additional clothing disposed with them, more than just the clothes they would have been wearing when they died. It's been speculated by some online sleuths that the women thought they were going on a short trip with their killer. If you have any information about this case, please contact local authorities. If you have any information that can help authorities identify any of the Jane or John Does discussed in this video, I urge you to come forward to help their families reclaim them and put them to rest. I encourage you to subscribe if you've enjoyed this addition to the Nameless Phantom Library. Thank you for watching.